Hello again, everybody. Welcome to part 2 of Psalm 23. We have some neighbor kids playing in the background, so if you hear the screaming and the giggling, it's just the kids having a wonderful time. So I think that will bless your heart as well. So I said in video 1 that we are going to read through Psalm 23 each time, so we will begin with doing that. Psalm 23 says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of mine enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell, in the house of the Lord forever." Okay, so in part 1, we just covered just really the first 2 words where David said, "The Lord," and I did say "is my shepherd," but my main focus for that lesson was the Lord, and I wanted us to be challenged by the awesome power and meaning of that name and what that word means and what that could mean to us in our lives and the application that that would have if we would say, "The Lord is my shepherd." And that's the next part that we're going to be learning about, is the end of that first part of that phrase, "the Lord," and then the next part is "my shepherd." So David is saying here, the Lord, remember that awesome name, Jehovah, Yahweh, the creator, the one that exists, the one that brings into existence so many different things. The I am, the great I am, the one God. Now here God is proclaiming in that name, he is proclaiming his full authority and his full deity. I am God. I was before, I am today, I will be tomorrow, I will be for all eternity, I have been for all eternity past. Y'all, I'm telling you, it's not possible for our finite minds sometimes to wrap around the depth of that awesome name and that declaration that is made in that name. But it is there, and it is truth, and it is who our God is. And David opens this beautiful psalm, Psalm 23, by saying, the Lord that we're talking about, he's my shepherd. Now we have to remember that David, the one who wrote this psalm, yes, we know him, most people know him as King David, but David was actually a shepherd in his younger days. Now I've heard some great debates about whether or not, when this psalm was written. Most people that I've heard, as far as history-wise, like to believe that David wrote this psalm later in his life. I kind of, I'm not going to disagree with them, but I kind of like to think that it started for him when he was a young man. I can imagine him laying out in the fields at night with his sheep, and he's looking up into the stars. And I imagine that this first part of this psalm came to him even then, and that he carried it with him all his life, just the Lord's my shepherd. Just maybe that phrase, David, I could imagine him out there saying, I'm shepherding this sheep, but the Lord, or these sheep, sorry, I'm shepherding these sheep, but the Lord is my shepherd. Well, what does that mean? What does that mean to you and I, who maybe are not shepherds, or who maybe don't know what it would be like to be a shepherd or to shepherd the sheep? The shepherd was what the sheep, even today, people who have herds and who shepherd, those sheep, those animals, those goats, whatever, those sheep are completely 100% dependent upon their shepherd. Their shepherd feeds them. Their shepherd guides them. Their shepherd leads them. Their shepherd tends to their wounds. It protects them from danger. It makes sure that every single one of their needs are met, that everything they could desire is taken care of. And David is saying, the Lord, remember who the Lord is. The Lord is my shepherd. And that's setting us up for video number 3, for the very next phrase. But David is declaring to everyone who's going to read this, so God has declared his power, his awesome power in the name that he is called. And David agrees by saying that God, the one who's declared his awesomeness, his power, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Creator, the I Am, the Lord, that Lord, he's my shepherd.